Go and grab a white piece of paper, Europeans, and put yourself next to it. You're brown. And African Americans or African descendants, Latinos, all of you, put yourself next to a black piece of paper. But some actually go around believing they are the color white, that they are the color black, when you're not. That term was given to you in order to keep groups separated so the elites can maintain power. It's called the race spell. It's called the race spell. We can go even deeper, though. So that's that spell. That's the race spell. Right? Look, some people fighting with it. Some people in the comments fighting with it. I know you need your neighbor to be your enemy. I know. Moving forward. Next, the second spell we're going to talk about today that y'all under is called the career spell. Oh, yeah. This man engineered the modern mind. The way that y'all think about success in life, this man created that. Right. I believe that. This man created that. This man engineered the modern mind. He taught you that your value is your productivity and your job is your identity. Here's the reason why, if I ask most of y'all, who are you? Most of you respond with your job titles. What are you? Most of you respond with your job titles. They made you believe that your identity is your career. Who is this man? Somebody tell me in the comments. Who is this man? Who is this man? Does anybody know who this man is? I think somebody wrote it. He literally was hired. That's not exaggeration. Ed, that's correct. Somebody said it. Yes. This man's name is Edward Bernays. He cast a career spell, turning citizens into consumers and workers. Its core tenets are programming that runs your life. Productivity is morality. Whether you're good or bad is how much you work. Thank you. Your job is your identity. When someone asks who or what you are, you respond with your job. Success at work makes you a real man or a woman. He ain't a real man. He can't keep a job. You are a consumer and a worker, not a thinker. This is what he put into your mind. That's the spell. That's the story y'all run on. Right? That's what's in your subconscious mind. Y'all know who his uncle is? Do y'all know who his uncle is? Let's see who really know their stuff. Does anybody know who his uncle is? Nope, not Elon. No, he's much older than Elon. This guy. Sigmund Freud. Yes, sir. Or ma'am, I can't tell by your name. But Sigmund Freud. He was taught by him. Edward was so good in psychology. Remember, people didn't need the factories. People didn't need jobs. Y'all forget jobs are young. Jobs only been here for like 200 or 300 years. Like career jobs, I mean. Not like roles in society. Not talking about blacksmith and such. Talking about these kind of jobs you sign up for, you get a career, you get paid, you clock into work. That hasn't been here for a long time. And when they first introduced it, most people were like, why would I do that? They're like, why would I do that? I got my own family job. So they had to recondition the children, and they hired him to do it. Don't believe me? Just go look it up. So that's a spell. You got to remember, spell comes from the Old English word story. To make the rich richer, Tasha, 100%. Shout out to her. philosopher of order in the building. So, spell is a story in Old English. The story you've been fed was in order to be a good man or a woman, you have to have a job. And who are you if not your job? And that a good life is a life of consumption of products. That's what he was told to teach you. That's what most of us believe. In fact, it's funny because most men don't know this. Put a Y in the chat if you ever heard of, thank you, high value men. Put a Y in the chat if you ever heard of high value men. Anybody ever hear that? Put a Y in the chat if you ever heard of that. Put it in the chat if you never heard of that term. Right. So it's not a lie that in society, people value men who make 6 figures and over. That's true. But a lot of people don't know where the whole high value man thing came from. The whole concept was that men are products. And the man who makes the most money for his company is the highest value product. It is what super rich people would call people who thought they were rich because they made the most within the company. So they say that he's a high value man that was product. I'm not saying that you're bad for calling yourself that or nothing like that. I'm just teaching you where the terms come from. I used to use that term. Then I found out I'm calling myself a product of a job. That's what they mean by high value. Okay. So I just, I know that's hard for a lot of people. I know y'all don't want to hear these kind of truths, but I got to give it to you. All right. So let's go even deeper. Now that goes right into the spell that everybody has a hard time getting over. All right. You got the money spell. Oh man, you got the money spell. Ain't that the real one? This ain't gonna go how y'all think it's gonna go. Thank you for that. This man convinced the world that poverty was holy while selling access to heaven for gold. He casts a spell of spiritual lack that still haunts us today. Who is he? Does anybody know who this is? Does anybody know who this is? Wow. Man. We got some scholars up in here. Shout out to y'all. Hold up, because somebody answered that right immediately. Chapter 7 and 8. What were God's 2 character? I misspelled that. I'll be doing multiple things at once, y'all. Very busy day. Okay, so all right, so let's get to it. My bad. So you got Pope Leo the 10th. That's who this was. Or X, however you want to say that. He perfected the money spell by teaching that to be like Christ is to be poor, decoupling spirituality from abundance. His infamous quote reveals the spell's true intent. Since God has given us the papacy, let us enjoy it. So while he's telling y'all, be poor and humble, like Christ, he's sitting here telling his peoples, thank you, telling his peoples, since God has given us a papacy, let us enjoy it. In other words, he's like, yo, let's get all we want with this money. Let's make more money and more money. Let me tell y'all something. This is how the money spell works. I'm going to break this down for y'all. A lot of y'all need to hear this. Okay? The money spell has 3 components. Number 1, if you believe, let me ask y'all. Matter of fact, let me just ask y'all. Put a Y in the chat if you think money is the root of all evil. Put a Y in the chat if you believe that money is the root of all evil. Put an N in the chat if you don't. Put a Y in the chat if you believe that money is the root of all evil. Put an N in the chat if you don't. Okay, awesome. Okay. Number 2, put a Y in the chat if you think that money, thank you for the rose. If you think money is, if you believe in money over everything. Put a Y in the chat if you believe money over everything. Put an N in the chat if you don't believe in that. Put a Y in the chat if you believe money over everything. Thank you for the roses. Put an N in the chat if you don't believe that. Okay, I'm glad to see a lot of N's. Okay, last question. Put a Y in the chat if you think that money is infinite. Put an N in the chat if you don't. Okay. So let me break this down. This is the money spell. Number 1, if you believe that money is either evil, like the devil, or good, like God, over everything, that's God. Root of all evil, that's like the devil, right? If you believe that money is one of those two things, then you're under the money spell. Money isn't good or evil. Money is simply a tool so that you can get from one place to the next. It's just a tool. It's like a knife. You can kill someone with a knife. You can cut some butter with a knife. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's a tool. Neutral. Okay, that's number 1. So that's 1. People like him like to teach you that money's evil. Why would he want to teach you that money's evil? Because he wants you to give him your money. Give the money to the church. This is how the Catholic Church got so rich. They convinced everybody that money was evil and that you should give all the land and the resources to us. Okay? And they lied and said that they could get people out of hell with it or out of purgatory with it. Okay. Now, if you believe that money is finite, then you are under the money spell. All of the rich people know that money is not finite. Money is infinite. Now, when I say that, am I saying that like the money in your bank account is literally infinite? No, like you have a certain amount of money in your bank account. What do I mean by money is infinite? Let me give it to you because they know this. Okay, money is not dollars. Dollars is a kind of money. Okay, so let's go back to the oldest form of money. The oldest form of money we know of came out of when we were originally doing a bartering system. We were bartering, but there's a problem in bartering. Sometimes two people come to each other, but they don't have what each other needs. They both need something, but this person don't need what you got, and this person don't need what he got. Or this person need what he got, but he don't need what he got. That's the bargaining problem. Thank you. That's a bargaining paradox. So what culture started to do is they said, let's agree that something, right? No, there are things that are infinite. And so they're like, okay, let's agree, right, that let's take an object and agree on the value of it. So originally that was cows. Those are goats. Those are cows. Okay? Cows, goats, things of that nature. People used to literally trade deer, cows, goats for money. People still do to this day. If you go to certain places in Africa and Asia, they will trade you, bovine, like they'll trade bovine or a cow. Okay? Money, but money has also been salt. Salt at one time was worth more than gold. Money has been shells. Money has been stamps. Then money was pieces of paper. Then money was digital. Then money was cryptocurrency. In other words, as long as we agree on the value of the said object, then it becomes money. Okay? This is why you get rich people, and I'm not going to say no names right now. I don't want to get kicked off of here. That's why you have rich people who create cryptocurrencies and it pumps up because everybody agrees, well, this coin must be valuable because this rich person made it. And so it goes up sky high and then they take money out of it. That's how you get cryptocurrencies. Okay? So as long as you know that, then you're not under the spell. Okay? So let's go further, right? I ain't gonna say the names. Y'all know the names. I ain't gonna say the names. I ain't gonna say the names because, I'm not gonna say it. So there you have it. You have 3 spells, 3 invisible prisons. If there was a way to break them and escape this matrix, my question is, would you take it? Put a Y in the chat if yes. Put an N in the chat if no. Oh, we going deep tonight, y'all. We just getting started. Thank you for that. We just getting started. We just getting started. If there was a way to break these spells and escape this matrix, would you take it? We are just getting started. Okay, let's get into it. We'll see. We'll see. Now look, we're going to cover a spirit parasite that is affecting humanity. Okay? If you carry the spirit of a parasite, you are going to hate what comes next. You're going to have a hard time with this stuff. So I'm just going to give you that warning. All right? But we're going to move into it anyway. So the true enemy is within. Y'all know that. The spells are not just out there, they are inside you. In the philosophy of order, your spirit is your essence. A spirit is a collection of attributes that make something what it is. The spirit of a river, the spirit of the sky, school spirit, your spirit. No matter how much you change from a baby all the way to you're 55, there's still something that makes you you. That's a collection of attributes that makes you what you are, right? Oh my gosh, Kaylee, I agree. All right, so a spirit parasite is an internalized spell, a foreign set of attributes that embeds itself in you, feeding on your life force and keeping you weak, divided, and obedient. So let's break this thing down. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. A lot of you are about to get angry, right? That's okay, right? Because it's a spirit parasite. It's like, look at this, like, taking one of those, I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about. One of those drinks that flushes it out. That's what we're doing right here. All right. Breaking a spell requires replacing a lie with the truth. The following 3 truths are the keys to your liberation. They will hurt the parasite. Let them. All right. That's enough prep. Now we're going to get into it. Now look. A cleanse. Thank you. This one's going to hurt a lot of y'all. My philosophers of order, the people who've been here all the time, y'all good. This going to hurt y'all. That's going to hurt a lot of y'all. All right. I'm going to let y'all sit with it. Truth number 1. Just put a D in the chat if you disagree. Put an A in the chat if you agree. You are an animal. A lot of y'all like, what? Man, I was agreeing with him. Now he talking crazy. A lot of people like, man, I was agreeing with you, man. Now you talking crazy. Mm-hmm. Let's break this thing down. All right, so all my people who disagree, right? You're saying that we're not animals. Tell me what an animal is. Just wait. Tell me what an animal is. Somebody tell me. The people who say they disagree, tell me what an animal is. Do y'all know the definition? Do y'all know the definition? Do y'all know the etymology or the definition? Okay, so y'all don't know the definition. That's cool. I'm going to tell y'all the definition, and you can go check it if you don't believe me. Okay? Animal is a living organism, put up right here so nobody can say that I'm just making it up, that feeds on organic matter, typically having sensory organs and a nervous system. So if you feed on organic matter, this is the literal definition. If you feed on organic matter, right? If you have organs or a nervous system, you are by definition an animal. All right, but let's go even further. Okay, let's go even further. If you're like, nah, man, they could just change definitions. I agree with you. People can just change definitions. Okay. So let's go even further. Okay, that's the definition. But let's go to the etymology. Just for those like, bro, they could change definitions. Right? Let's go to the etymology. Animal comes from animus or anima. Does anybody know what animus or anima means? Does anybody here know? Does anybody know? Animated, that's very close. Animated also comes from animus. Spirit, correct. Originally, animal just meant that something that has a spirit. Something that has a spirit. It's about to get deep. Oh, it's about to get deep tonight. I'm so excited for y'all. Okay? Let me ask y'all a question. We're going to get real deep in this. We're going to get real deep in this tonight. Like, I'm already losing people. About 10 people left because like, I'm not an animal. We're going to walk through this for y'all. All right. Let me ask y'all a question. If you've been here before, you don't have to answer. Okay? Let me ask it like this. What is a lion supposed to eat? Somebody tell me, what is a lion supposed to eat? Don't think too hard and start answering wrong. Thank you. Just give the answer that you know. Okay? It's not a trick question. Meat, right. Meat. Okay. Gazelle, right? Herbs. Don't think too hard. Meat, right? Lions eat creatures, organs, right? Whatever you catch, red meat. This is correct. These are right. These are the correct answers. Okay. Next question. Thank you for that. Next question. What is the purpose, the function, if you will, of a bee? What are bees supposed to do? Somebody tell me. What are bees supposed to do? Pollinate, Kaylee says. Right? Pollinate, Coach Leslie says. Correct. Make honey. Pollinate. Y'all like, bro, these are easy questions. Everybody knows this. You're like, bro, like, why are you even saying this? We know. Okay. Great. Awesome. Now let's go back to food. What are humans supposed to eat? Somebody tell me. What are humans supposed to eat? Grass, herbs, light, air, vegetables. I'm just saying the ones that y'all given. Healthy, herbs, plants, dark greens, fruit-bearing seeds, Those not meat, plants, honeycomb shape, meat, grain, fruit only, organic matter, meat and vegetables, photosynthesis. Okay, awesome, awesome, great. Let me ask you another question. What is the purpose or function of humans? What are humans supposed to do? Honestly, nothing. We need to breathe. What else out there? Create, cheat, be fruitful, multiply, vibrate, observe, create. I am not a human. Creators, be fruitful, multiply, be custodians, eat, poop, and sleep, experience, vibrate, love, learn, find God within, climb the ladder. Do y'all see what's happening here? Does anybody realize yet what's going on here? Does anybody see it yet? Anybody on here? Does anybody see it yet? Conscious, spiritual war. Okay, here, I'm gonna give it to you. If don't nobody know, AB, okay? When I asked y'all what are lions supposed to eat, all of you answered confidently, and you were correct. Red meat, duh. They're, obligate carnivore. Duh, right? They have to eat meat to survive. But when I asked you, what are humans supposed to eat? Mind you, you're not even a lion. You're a human. But we couldn't agree. I mean, there was all sorts of answers. Some people told me air. Some people told me light. Just vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Just meat. Bread only. Light. Photosynthesis. I mean, I heard like every single answer, which is odd. Because we can all agree what lions are supposed to eat. But we can't agree with humans. And then I asked, what are bees supposed to do? As far as I know, none of you are bees. But somehow you all knew what bees are supposed to do, pollinate. But when I asked you what a human's supposed to do, I mean, I got prayer, I got be fruitful and multiply, I got experience, worship, reach higher levels of consciousness, reincarnation. I mean, I got all kinds of different answers. Now, how do we know what lions are supposed to eat? Could somebody tell me in the chat? How do we know what lions are supposed to eat? Could anybody tell me in the chat? Observation, correct. We observe them. Where do we observe them in? Where do we observe them in? National Geographic, technically, yes. But more specifically, where? Where do we observe them in their what? Not shopping mall, that's right. In nature, in their habitat. Correct. The reason why we know what bees are supposed to eat is because we observe them in their habitat. I mean, it's basic. The issue is, and I want y'all to really listen up. Come closer, really listen. Because you have been brainwashed into believing that you are not an animal. See, only animals have natural habitats. You see? Only an animal has a natural habitat. If I want to know what an animal is supposed to do, I'll just go watch it in its natural habitat. But you all don't believe that you're animals. So you don't even know that you have a natural habitat. You don't even know where to go to see your natural habitat because you don't even accept the fact that you're an animal. And if you don't know your natural habitat, how will you find your purpose? how will you find your purpose? And if you don't know your purpose, then what's going to happen? Somebody tell me. If you don't know your purpose, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to what? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Not just loss. Loss is correct, but what? If you don't know your purpose, then what's going to happen? Shout out to Quantum Fest. Someone's going to give it to you. See, if they can convince you, because listen, the whole point is to separate you from nature. Nothing's closer to nature than an animal. Nothing. Nothing. So if I can convince you that you're not an animal, I just separated you from your nature. Because only animals have natural habitats. So now that you don't think you're an animal, you don't have a natural habitat. But if you don't have a natural habitat, then you don't have a purpose. And if you don't have an earthly purpose, well, then I can give you one. Here, instead of your natural purpose on earth, let me give you a job. Let me give you a religion. Or, God forbid, you just got to make it up. You don't have to make up your purpose. Things have objective purpose. We're going to go deeper, family. I told you this was going to be rough. Thank you. Appreciate that. I told y'all this was going to be rough. So don't get mad at me now that it's getting rough. The raise in career, thank y'all for all that, all the love. The raise in career spells disconnect you from your fundamental nature. We say, I am a lawyer. No, before all else, you are an animal. An animal has a natural purpose within its ecosystem. Its proper matrix. Civilization is not your home. The office is not your ecosystem. Reclaiming your animal nature is the step to finding your true purpose, not the one assigned to you by a spell. We're treated like animals. Who said that animals should be treated that way? Right? How should animals be treated? Are you talking about domesticated animals? Because you're not supposed to be domesticated either. We're going further. Let's go deeper. You got to understand, here's the second thing that's going to hurt y'all. This is going to hurt y'all even more. Y'all thought that one was, I'm telling y'all, it's only going to get heavier. It's only getting heavier from here on out. Right? Humans literally be having, come see Eloheem Ali as this year's Quantum Fest. Yes, June 26, 28, come to the Quantum Fest in Houston, Texas. So I will be speaking there. Definitely come through. So the interesting thing about humans is that we like to just make up purpose. Right? Because we're lost. Well, here's the truth. Truth number 2. You find a place for me in Chicago to come and speak at, and I'll come to Chicago and speak there. You set it up, I'll be there. That goes for anybody, anywhere. All right. So, truth number 2. Your job can't be your purpose. Tank, just hit me up. Just hit me up. Message me. Truth number 2, your job can't be your purpose. It can't be. Listen, these jobs have only been here. Does anybody know how long jobs been here? About 200 to 300 years max. Does anybody know how old the oldest humans' remains are? Thank you. Does anybody know how old the oldest human remains are? Does anybody know? 300,000 to 500,000 is just Homo sapien sapien. I want the oldest. I'm going to type it in so I don't say it wrong. I know they were found in, I believe, East Africa. So when you type this in, what's going to come up is Homo sapien. You want to look past that. You want to go back to Homo habilis, which is 1.8 million years old. Homo sapien is 300,000 to about 315,000 years old. That was found in Morocco. The oldest known humans ever found is Homo habilis at 1.8, they call them archaic humans, 1.8 million years old. Lucy isn't really a human. She's an Australopithecus. But yeah, she's very old too. She's 3.18 million years old. But Homo habilis, which is human, yeah, they call them archaic humans, just meaning humans much older than Homo sapiens, 1.8 million years old. So I want you to think about that. Humans are we've been here for 1.8 million years. Okay? Homo habilis is spelled HOMOHABILIS. Right? So Homo habilis has been here for 1.8 million years, which means we're even older than that. That's just the oldest evidence we have, right? Job's been here for 200 years. That's not even a fraction of the second an amount of time that humans have been on Earth. How could your purpose be something that's come about 200, 300 years ago? Even if I grant people who believe that we've been here for 6,000 years, which is, to me, ludicrous. I love y'all, though. 200 to 300 years to 6,000 years? Not even close. Even for those who want to stop at Homo sapien sapien at 300,000 years, 200 to 300 years compared to 300,000 years? Not even close. And to people who, like me, accept Homo habilis, the oldest human remains ever found, 1.8 million years old, either way, bro, your job cannot be your purpose. You're much older than your job. Gotta snap out of that. Let's go further. Let's go even deeper. You gotta understand that the career spell works by creating a false mystery around purpose. If you don't know your true purpose, your function as an animal in an ecosystem, they can give you a false one, your job. This serves the system, not you. It disconnects you from your nature and makes you a predictable cog in their machine. All right. If you're ready for truth number 3, put 3 in the chat. Cause I'm telling you, this one's gonna make y'all mad though. This one's gonna make you upset. This one's gonna make you upset. This one's gonna make y'all upset. I hope y'all ready for this. All right, let's do it. I accidentally clicked out of it. Hold up. Let's do it. Truth number 3. If you don't charge for your gifts, you will lose them in this capitalist matrix. I'll let y'all sit with that. Put A in the chat if you agree. Put D in the chat if you disagree. Oh man. Oh man. If you don't charge for your gifts, you will lose them in this capitalist matrix. Oh man. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's get into it. Now, here's what y'all gotta understand. You don't live in a natural matrix. You live in a capitalistic matrix. This is something that a lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of you were taught, because you grew up Christian, to be martyrs, right? To be like Jesus, to be martyrs, okay? Here's what happens. I've watched this, right? I've grown up in African-American communities in South Jersey, Lawnside, Lindenwold, Camden, New Jersey. I've been in all these different communities. You know what I see? People who give everything they got for free. Everything, their talents, their gifts, they'll give everything they got for free. Give. And they'll tell you because the church told them to do it, or they're Christian, or whatever. That'll normally be the reasoning. And they'll say Christ ain't charged, and they'll give. But what eventually happens is one day they don't have any more to give because rent is due, mortgage is coming, debt is here. So then somebody finally comes to them, they knock on the door, somebody who actually needs their services for free, knocks on their door and says, look, man, I need some help. I need you to help me for free. Then that person who was given for free, they say, give you for free? Bro, I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. I'm about to lose my house. You live in a capitalist matrix. It's a parasitic system. It's eating from you every single day. So if you give while everything is taking away, you are eventually left with nothing. With nothing. That's why you charge for your gift, so that you have the means to give it to the people who really do need it for free. I do that all the time. Charge for your gift so that you have the means to help people for free and fulfill your mission. We're going deep into this tonight. The money spell taught you that giving freely is spiritual purity. A lot of people believe that they're better than other people because they're giving something for free. I appreciate that too, Tank. This is a lie designed to drain the powerful. This reality is a vampire matrix, a devouring matrix. To survive and offer your true gifts, you must sustain yourself first. To refuse to charge is to let the parasite of martyrdom drain you until you have nothing left to give. We're going to drive this baby home. We're going to drive this baby home. What, TikTok? There we go. Okay. So if you ever been on a plane in the chat, put P in the chat. If you've never been on a plane, put N. But if you've been on a plane before, put P or plane in the chat. Okay? So for those who've been on a plane, you know the drill. In the beginning, they teach you about this mask, right? They say, in case of emergency, if we begin to lose oxygen on the plane, and there's no oxygen on the plane, these masks are going to fall down. Now, let's say that you're there with your kid. Who do they tell you to put the mask on first? Let's say your kid can't reach it. Do they say to put the mask on you first or on your child? Yourself. They tell you to put it on yourself first. Why are they telling you to put it on yourself first? Does anybody know? Does anybody know why? Why would they say to put it on you before your kid? They tell you yourself first because you can create another child. No, that's not why. Put it on you first. Secure your own safety, then someone else. You can't help anyone dead. It's a fact. So if you put the mask on first, if you put the mask on them first, and then you pass out and you don't get the mask on them, who gonna help your kid? If you busy trying to get this mask on your kid before you get oxygen for yourself and you pass out, who's gonna help your kid? No one. Exactly, favored woman of covenant. No one's going to help your kid. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all about this matrix. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all about this. So you got to break that. You got to break free of that. You got to break free of that. Okay? My last presentation for y'all tonight is heavy. It's heavy, so get ready for it. It's heavy. There's a great divide coming. Okay? There's a great divide coming. There are 4 books that are going to be the most important books of the century. Okay? And it has a lot to do with this matrix divide. Okay? I'm going to show y'all exactly why these books are so important. We're going to break this down. And you can comment what books you think they are. That's right. It's Thursday, so we going in. We going in. Choosing between collapse and regeneration. Let's do it. So, a lot of people ask this question, right? They ask, why does God destroy a whole entire city or an entire planet or an entire world? It's a good question. It is a good and powerful question, in my opinion. It's a very powerful question. Okay? Why would the divine destroy a civilization for the sins of a few? You got to look at it differently. It isn't punishment. It is structural failure. Let me say that again. It isn't punishment. It is structural failure. All right? The reality is you cannot birth a healthy spirit from a sick structure. Civilizations collapse because they are designed to extract, not regenerate. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about this. Because there's people here now, the split is almost everywhere. Listen, and I'm saying this with love. There's people watching now, they're not really meant to either pass either their cultural genes, right, or their biological genes. I'm not trying to be offensive here. Your biological genes are obviously your children. Cultural genes are people you teach your ways. Some of you are not meant to pass on your genes. Some of you are not meant to pass on your ways. Okay? I'm not trying to be mean here. Okay? So I'm just prepping y'all. All right. But the people who are meant to spread their ways or their genes will understand what I'm putting down here. All right. So the etymology. The etymology of matrix, remember, people say matrix and they never define it for you. Okay? All right? So the etymology of matrix is mater or mother, which means womb. So a matrix is really a womb. All right? A matrix is a medium or structure in which something develops in. All right? The matrix is the environment. The spirit is what grows within it. So everything in the world has a matrix. Everything in the world has a womb. Everything must come from a medium or structure in which it develops in order to manifest into the world. This is necessary. Stop worrying about being mean, bro. I don't even want to hurt people's feelings, to be honest with y'all. All right. But this is what happens, right? That's what the matrix is. Everything needs it. This is not me trying to be like, oh, the woman is God. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling y'all everything needs a matrix or a womb to come into reality. It's unavoidable. If the womb is corrupted, the offspring is corrupted. You see? So a womb could be corrupted. A womb can easily turn into a tomb. You understand? A mother, there's the great mother, which is a mother who develops her offspring so that one day they can be free and independent. But then you have the devouring mother. That's the mother who tries to take to keep their child in a state of dependency, domestication, infancy, so they can continue to take more energy from them forever. You understand? We live in a corrupted matrix, a corrupted womb, a devouring womb, civilization. Let's break this down. The spirit of civilization is the devourer. Okay? So civilization needs two pillars in anthropology. There is no definition of anthropology that I could find that doesn't have these two pillars in order to call something a civilization. Remember, civilization is not society. You can have a technological advanced society that is not a civilization. Keep that in your brain. And these two pillars. One is agriculture. Okay. You got the second book on Audible yet? You talking about War War Gods episode 2? That's up. It's not on Audible though. They wouldn't let me put it on Audible, so it's on the Philosophy of Order Studios. We're gonna get there. We talking about. I'm breaking down why those 4 books are crucial now. So the 2 pillars. Okay, one is agriculture. Agriculture is unsustainable. It extracts from the soil without returning anything. Because of agriculture, you get war. Why? Because we take from the soil and we deplete it until there's nothing there. So then it has to keep expanding outwards. We got to cut down more trees. We got to kill more animals. Eventually, you run into other peoples and other groups. They're in your way. You need more land to feed the surplus of human population you got now. So you go to war with them, you kill them, and you go out. But then you need more workers. You got so much land and so much agriculture, you need workers. You need workers to work the fields. You need workers to protect the land. So you begin to enslave people. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Okay? And then you get what's called centralized government. That extracts the agency or the free will from the people. If you think, just answer me this. If you believe that humanity is made to be governed, put a Y in the chat. If you do not believe that humanity is made to be governed, put an N in the chat. Right. Humans are not made to be governed. Not by humans. Now, we got the whole conversation about spirits and gods later. So you live in a shadow matrix. It does not raise you to be free. It raises you to be a host. Average lifespan of a civilization is 350 years. That's not a long time. So let me give a little diagnostic check in here. See where y'all at. Does modern society, civilization, feel designed to extract energy from you rather than give it? Put a Y in the chat if you feel drained and extracted from works or jobs. These are for people who work jobs. Put it in the chat if you feel energized and supported working your jobs. Let me read the temperature in here. Right. You feel that way, most of you, because you are a battery for the matrix. When they check the economy, they're not checking your mental health. They checking how many jobs is out there. They checking how many of y'all are working at jobs. That's what they doing. So here's what this comes down to. We got a bifurcation point. Now, let me explain what that means. Put a Y in the chat if you ever rocked in your chair. Not in a rocking chair. You know, you were one of those kids that used to like rock on the edge of the back 2 legs. Put a Y in the chat if you ever did that. Put a Y in the chat if you ever did that. All right, cool. We rocking, right? We rocking. Now, you know, once you do this, sometimes you get to the center point. And it's this crazy center point. And only one of 2 things can happen. Somebody tell me. You're in the center point. You're like, oh, you get like a little scared. What happens when that happens? Well, yes, cortisol, but no, what happens to the chair? When you're in this, like, which way is it? And what? It can either go one of two ways. It all balance, yes, and it's in this in-between state. It's either going to rock hard, catch yourself right, forward, or it's going to rock you hard back, and you're going to hit the ground. So that's what this is. That's when you're in a situation where you're in such an in-between place that the only two reactions that can happen from it are dramatic. The only two reactions are dramatic. Okay? So, in other words, the wave function is collapsing. Okay? And there's two generations here. Either you're going to be a part of this group, or you're going to be a part of this group. So let me break down the ones who stay dependent on this matrix. This is where you're going towards. Children viewed as burdens. So these people are going to have less and less and less kids because they think kids are parasites. I'm just being honest with you. Civilization is going to continuously convince humanity that children are parasites. Number two, all spiritual systems are going to be viewed as fantasy. Right? In this direction. All fantasy or highly religious. No in between. Either going to be fundamentalist, like hardcore, Christian Muslims, or going to be completely atheistic over here on this spectrum. Okay? Chronic illnesses because of evolutionary mismatch. So on that side, it's going to be nothing but cancer, diseases, heart attacks, diabetes, all that's going to go up more. And they're going to continuously be consumed, and they're going to be plugged up. I know this sounds like, what I'm about to say here going to sound like sci-fi, but the AI, social media algorithm, that's why they kicked out 30 people out of here, because what I'm about to tell y'all, that's why they kicked out 30 people out of here, where all these companies are ran by the goal. They wrote their goals down. This isn't a secret. I can send y'all the books to read. Okay? The goal is, so we went from agriculture to industrial revolution. Now we're in some in-between modern phase. The goal is to literally hook y'all up to virtual reality. AI, algorithms, social media are pieces to one big puzzle. And they want to use your mind as food for the machine. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but that's because they're crazy. That's because it's not because I'm crazy. It's because they're crazy, and this is what they're planning to do. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy, but it's not a theory. This is what they believe. They want to merge you with virtual reality machines, upload your mind into a machine, and then in that reality, they are gods. You cannot believe me if you want. I don't really care. But that's what's happening. Okay. So there's people watching here now. That's where you go. Then there's the other direction. Okay. So right now you're in an evolutionary mismatch. Okay. Those people are going to become this, right? They're going to become a part of that virtual reality. I broke that down. Where's my slide after that? Hold up, y'all. It scrambled my slides. They can't hold me back, though. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all really think these chronic illnesses, virtual reality, AI, eating up the land, the soil, taking the land, Oh, thank you for that. I didn't even notice that. Boop. Taking the land. Do y'all think this can last another 100 years? Put a Y in the chat if yes, put it in the chat if no. Do y'all really think this thing gonna last? Right, not even another 20. Family, it ain't looking good. All right. So what are we gonna do? Now here's the other timeline. Again, you're at I don't want to break down all the dimensions, but the fourth dimension is time. Fifth dimension are all the different timelines. When you don't go to the fifth dimension, you interact with the fifth dimension, which is really a probability space, not really a dimension. I don't want to go too far into all that. The point is, you're gonna have to make a decision. Okay. A lot of y'all right now are in that space. You're in a lot of you are in superposition right now. And some of you are gonna, make that decision. Some of you aren't. Okay. So timeline B, the regenerative matrix. Okay, this is where you want to be at. Okay, reciprocity. You're giving back more than you're taking from the earth. Okay, a reconnection with land, technology that's good for us and good for the earth. Non-enslavement, an anti-fragile society, want to get stronger with chaos. Okay, that's where you want to go. Yes, uncivilized. That's where you want to head at right now. Okay, but you got to understand a spirit. Okay, so why am I talking about building matrices? Thank you. Why am I talking about building this environment? Thank you. Well, that's because spirits are real, right? Most people, they look at this. I don't do it so much anymore, but I used to do this thing where I used to pull this animal up and I say, what is this? Most people say it's a wolf or a dog. Then I say, actually, it's not related at all to a wolf or a dog. It's actually related to a kangaroo. And they go, wow, that's crazy. This is called convergent evolution. Now, let me explain why this is so important. If you build the matrix, the niche, the spirit will return. Remember, a spirit is a collection of attributes that make something what it is. If you go back to the oldest definition of a spirit, it's the essence. And in essence, it's a collection of attributes that make something what it is. So convergent evolution proves that you have two organisms that are genetically completely unrelated, but as long as they share the same matrix or niche, they will begin to evolve the same collection of attributes, which means that you can get rid of every single wolf on this planet as long as the matrix or the niche that manifests the wolf exists, then the spirit of the wolf will come back in the flesh. So to birth a free human spirit, you must build the environment that requires the freedom. You can't legislate this, people. You can't create rules and laws for this. You have to create a new matrix. Okay? So the fork in the road. These two worlds can't coexist. One consumes, one creates. One is fragile and one is anti-fragile. You cannot escape a collapsing system by reforming it. You escape by building a new one. Thank you. Okay? Every choice is a portal. I want y'all to look at choices like this. Every choice is a portal. Dimensions are not places you fly to. They are probability spaces you collapse into reality. You understand? Align daily decisions with the higher self timeline. Okay, that's what you want to do. Let's see. So what is the solution? What is the solution? I'm about to give it to y'all. Listen, y'all. The 4 most important books in humanity right now. FAMS, Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. There's a book that breaks that down. What's a food forest? Did y'all know? First of all, a food forest is when you create a forest that is edible and medicinal, meaning every fruit, every vegetable, every tree, every bush, every root is edible or medicinal. Now, humans used to go around doing this all the time. This connects back to stuff like Garden of Eden, the Golden Age mythology. In the Greeks, humans used to literally go around creating food forests, literally creating ecosystems. I'm not exaggerating. Humans are ecosystem engineers. Okay? Humans went around creating forests all around the world. The Amazon rainforest, as we know it today, is the oldest food forest on record. Let me say that again. The Amazon rainforest, as we know it today, was created by hunter-gatherers. Let's go even deeper. We can go deep into this. I'm not going to get into the hunter-gatherer thing. I'm going to let y'all read about that. We talked about a lot of this already. So my question is this. Are you trying to fix the old system? Are you done trying to fix the old system? I was like, what? And ready to build the new one? Put Y in the chat if yes. Put N in the chat if no. All right, another question. I want to see how serious y'all are. If there were 4 books, like I said, the 4 most important books of the century, that you could read for free, that breaks all this down, would you listen to them? Put Y in the chat. So here's what happened, y'all. These places, I originally used to, this is what I used to do. I used to put, I mean, it's still on there. I used to put all my stuff on Audible so that people can listen to it for free. Me and Audible are having issues. They don't like my books anymore. They used to. And I mean, y'all could guess why, but I'm having a problem. Amazon and Audible are falling out of love with these books. That one of my main purposes here is to change the world with these books. Like, if you ever heard of this book, fams, right? This is all I do is give this. And so I was like, man, I got to find a way to give it to you for free. So this is what I found. Okay. So for those people who are really trying to change their matrix, right? These people who are really trying to actually change the matrix. These people are going to be the free Y. Oh, that's a good question. So this is what I found. I'm glad you asked. Let me break this down. So Audible has this way, right? And I love it. It's a great way because I still make money for fams. Audible gets things free. So what it would do is say, look, I'll give you, it says it'll give the person 30-day free trial or 7-day free trial, and they can listen to the book and they can keep the book. They can get the book for free, listen to it. They can cancel the subscription and still have that book in their library. I was like, dang, that's awesome. So I was telling people, and this is a part why they don't like me. So I was telling people, I'm like, hey man, go in there, get the book for free, and I would get paid off of this as well. I was like, get the book for free and then cancel your subscription. So, so they don't, anyway, we don't really get along that much because they feel like I'm cheating the system. But it's their rules, right? Go in there, get the book, quit. Now, I would get paid if y'all kept the subscriptions, right? But I'm like, as long as they get the book for free, right, on Audible, that's awesome. And if I get paid and I can use that for films, that's great too. That was the plan. So anyway, that was the plan. And if you've been with me for a while, you already know that was the plan. So we not getting along. So I created the Philosophy of Order Studios. So how that works is not just, so all the audiobooks are on there. You go listen to all the audiobooks. These are for the people who are serious, who are trying to build something new here. There's literally every single day, the people who listen to these books, they come together, right? They come together on there and they talk. And the book club, they come, They have full discussions. They talk about the books. They plan on how they're going to implement it. This is all here. I put up all my training materials there. All the things they won't allow me to put up everywhere, I'll put on there. All right? Unlimited audiobooks per month, so you can listen to all of them. Daily meetings. 7-day free trial, same thing. It's a 7-day free trial. You can go in there, and if you feeling it, you keep it. If you not, you can exit the free trial, still listen to the books. Hold up. Why is it making me go backwards? I don't know what's happening. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Tasha. So yeah, daily dialogue, monthly study. I mean, it's awesome. There's really no reason not to do it if you stuff. Okay, here's how you do it. First of all, before I go through, I don't want to go through all this for y'all. How many of y'all are interested in the free trial to listen to the audiobooks? Remember, you can listen to all of them and cancel. I'm cool with it. People do it all the time. Some people stay, some people don't. But how many? Put a Y in the chat if you're actually interested in that. Put it in the chat if you're not. Because if most of y'all not interested, I'll just go break my fast now. Go and eat. Right? Break my fast. Okay, we getting some people. Okay. Now, here's my only requirement to y'all. If you come in, please come to the book club. The book clubs are like 7 o'clock every night. They probably in there right now talking. The book clubs are 7 o'clock p.m. Central every night. So if you go in there, I'm asking you to go to the book club. Okay, so let's do it. So boom, you hit the link tree. Go to the top of my page, hit the link tree. Okay? Hit that link tree. They scrambled my slides, y'all. This is crazy. All right, when you get there, you're going to see this. Click this right here. Do not click this. Well, you can. It'll take you to Audible. Click this right here. Click this right here. Once you click this, I'm gonna announce who gets in right here live. Once you click this, go right. Hold on. This is going to pop up, and you're going to start free trial. That easy. So you click here, right here, and then you start free trial. All right. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm going to announce the people who in as I see them come in. And then when all y'all, if anybody needs help, just let me know. I ain't going to forget you. I'm about to go there right now. I'm about to go on right now. Let's see. Are they in the book club? Oh, I think y'all might have missed it. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. I'm in here. So yeah, as soon as y'all come in, I don't know. What if I already have Audible? Can I just get the book? Yeah, you can do that too. Shout out to Kaylee. Kaylee, make sure you're coming to the book clubs. And hit me up. You'll get a message from me. It's an automated message. If you got on from this TikTok live, contact me, please. Contact me, please. Tell me that you're from this TikTok live. Shout out to Kaylee. Look forward to hearing Kaylee in the book club. Wait, Fams or the Gods one? Click on the Gods one. Click on click on this one. right here. It'll take you here. I got 10% left on my phone, and then start free trial. Oh, we at the end. We at the end, Caleb. We at the end. I'm wrapping up. I'm wrapping up now. Yeah, if you need help, let me know. Kaylee got in. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Mark Evans. Kai talk. How do I do the book club? So the book club comes. So you'll see at the top says live. It looks like they finished already. It's 8:07. They must have wrapped it up because I don't see them in there. But you'll see every day at 7 p.m. Central. Go to the main community page at the top. It says World War Gods. Chapter 2. World Gods 2, chapter 7 and 8. So it'll be an easy way to. Yeah, I know they're already deep in that. I mean, you can start next week. Every week it starts with a new book. So every week it starts with a different book, and they just come in there and they just have these deep discussions about it. No problem at all, Anunnaki Return. No problem at all. All right, is that everybody? Is everybody good? Because, I got to go break fast, y'all. Mark Evans and Kaylee, please make sure y'all hit me up on the school platform and tell me you're from TikTok. I'm glad you joined too. Hopefully you get really in the community. We got a movie night coming up too, y'all. Lakeville, Monroe, Lakeville. Shout out to Monroe, Lakeville. Make sure you hit me up and tell me that you're from TikTok. I'm gonna hit y'all up probably as soon as I wake up tomorrow morning and give y'all the rundown. Get you into the group me where we talk. We talk on there too, on the group meets and such. And we got a awesome Kaylee, and we got a movie night coming up. Tasha can tell you we got a movie night coming up. We're actually breaking down. So what we do on our movie nights is we watch the movie nights and then we break it down. We have a whole full breakdown similar to this, but so we're doing the Matrix this weekend. So that's gonna be fun. Awesome, Kaylee. I'm glad. So we are the capital. That's you who just came in? Awesome. Yes, please make sure y'all message me. I want to add y'all to the groups. I'm grateful for you. Well, if that's everybody, man, much love to y'all. Monroe, Kaylee, Mark, I appreciate y'all.